we have now seen where Donald Trump is driving Nigeria in his allegation that Nigeria's rulers are not doing enough to curb genocide against Christians in Nigeria. When he spoke about genocide in Nigeria, we as Nigerians know that it is more about killings, wanton killings in Nigeria, arising from the prevailing insecurities created by Nigeria's rulers. Because all the things that are fundamental to the insecurities bedeviling Nigeria were created by Nigeria's rulers. Whether you talk of the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community that was peaceful until attacked by Nigeria's rulers in 2009, claiming unorthodox Islam, because otherwise the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, a Christian, under whose government or during which government the community was created, existed for 5 years before the end of the second term of President Olusegun Obasanjo, and the community was peaceful. Most Nigerians didn't even know the community was there, despite the Muslim imperialists pressurizing him to take up arms against the community. But he would not, because he knew the law of Nigeria, that it permits religious freedom and freedom of association. And so, now a Fulani Muslim imperialist took power, abused it to attack the community, supported by his Christian vice president. So Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, supported by his vice president, a Christian, Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan, started a jihadist war, imposing a jihadist war on a nation which constitution prohibits state religion. Donald Trump has nothing to say on that fact. Another Fulani Muslim imperialist came in person of Muhammadu Buhari, imposed S-men terrorism on Nigeria, pervasive throughout Nigeria. For the first time, Fulani S-men terrorists started going about with AK-47 to ravage agrarian communities, set their cattle to consume crops, and kill, maim, kidnap, rape the farmers. So, who are the extremists if not Nigeria's rulers? Muslims and Christians. So, this is the problem we are facing. Terrorism imposed on a peaceful Muslim community. S-men terrorists, reinforced with AK-47, and now looting Nigeria's oil wealth in the name of fuel subsidy, under the guise of fuel subsidy. An oil exporting country, making the bulk of its income from oil exportation, and the rulers claiming subsidy. Donald Trump has nothing to say to any of this but how to sell sophisticated weapons and warplanes to Nigeria, because the Tinubu presidency has said that after its delegation met with the American representatives, America has expressed the readiness to provide three things. Enhanced intelligence support, 1. 2, defense equipment. And the third is not different. Materials to reinforce the ongoing operations against terrorists and violent extremist groups. Which terrorists and violent extremist groups did Nigeria have before the rulers of the land started the crisis of war against a peaceful Muslim community, and equipping herdsmen to ravage people's crops, farmers' crops, ravaging agrarian communities, unprecedented before 2015. Waging war on a Muslim community, unprecedented before 2009. And now we have a president who declared that no more subsidy, whether of fuel, of electricity, or of anything, even with our children education. You see it. And workers paid less than living wage, creating poverty, ruining businesses. Workers poorly paid, less than living wage, businesses collapsing under the weight of fuel price and the electricity price. So even those who are managing to produce now have no patronage because of weak power. So weak pay, or what do you call it now? Poor pay of workers. So business people have no patronage. Artisans have no patronage. The economy is in shambles due to bad rulers imposing war, herdsmen, terrorism on Nigeria, and mass impoverization policies deployed, claiming to be transferring funds to indigent households. Is that what they are doing in America? So why did Donald Trump close his eyes to the injustices being perpetrated by the rulers, destabilizing Nigeria, causing deaths, only to particularize it to Christians? And you are doing the same thing with Ukraine, accusing Volodymyr Zelensky of starting the war against Russia, when the whole world knows that it was Vladimir Putin who started the war and not Volodymyr Zelensky. And now you want Ukraine to surrender themselves to the teeth of Russia. You close your eyes to injustice to achieve your goal. So where you are going is to look for ways of selling war equipment to Nigeria, and not because there is genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Properly so called, there is no genocide against any religion in Nigeria, other than the rulers are politicizing Islam and imposing a jihadist war on the nation. And let me point out another one, which you can cross-check if you like, if you care. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared fuel subsidy and other subsidies gone on basic necessities of life in 2023, he subsidized Hajj to the tune of more than 90 billion for privileged Muslims, while the European Union is promising to give the Economic Community of West Africa 84 billion naira, the entire West African community, to fight terrorism and all of that. And I say, 84 billion naira, that's chicken change to Nigeria, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu subsidized Hajj pilgrimage on a single occasion with more than 90 billion, and you are coming with 84 billion naira to help the economy come. So money is not the issue, but misrule, misappropriation of public funds, looting of Nigeria's oil wealth, politicizing Islam and Christianity against the constitution that prohibits state religion. That is what we need America to help us fight, and not to create confusion to benefit from it by selling war equipment to Nigeria. Because all these things, when Donald Trump started, he said Ukraine can no longer be supported free of charge. Ukraine must pay for whatever America gives it, and he was going to take over the minerals of Ukraine. And Zelensky said, what type of helper is this? You take away all our minerals and then you leave us with what? That was the beginning of crisis. So this Donald Trump is a very dangerous person, very, very dangerous. So you see where he started from. He created a crisis, and now to be selling defense equipment and materials for operations against terrorists and other extremist groups. Which extremist groups? Created by Nigeria's rulers from their corruption and politicization of Islam. Two things are the root of the crisis in Nigeria: unbridled official corruption and politicization of Islam, with Christianity as a corollary. Because the two missionary religions are dangerous religions. They are not for society, they are for building church and mosque. Exploit people in church, mosque and society. That is the problem of Nigeria. It's not about extremists. You create extremists through your policies and actions. Are you not an extremist accusing Volodymyr Zelensky of starting a war that the whole world knows that Vladimir Putin started, and now wanting Ukraine to give its country to Russia? So your sense of judgment is perverted. And Nigerians, your rulers are bringing external problem anew, such that did not favor Libya, did not favor Iraq. America ran away from Afghanistan and from Somalia. And here too, in Nigeria, in 2014, Barack Obama brought American resources here, human and material, thinking that the Chibok girls could be found without dialogue for peace. America failed, and we fail again, because where there is no justice, there can be no peace. And Donald Trump is not looking for peace. He's looking for where to sell war equipment, as already declared now. Defense equipment and materials, articles to reinforce the operations against terrorists and the extremist groups. Nigeria rulers are the extremists, violating the constitution of Nigeria, subsidizing Hajj rather than subsidizing fuel. If at all there is anything, where will Nigeria's rulers get money to subsidize fuel? This is a question I've been asking. Where will they get money to subsidize fuel? Which oil producing country is claiming subsidizing fuel. If there is any such country, it's corrupt. It's corruption. A country's rulers are supposed to use the oil wealth of the nation to develop the nation. But this a man claiming all subsidies are gone, sinking Nigeria in debt, and subsidizing pilgrimage to the tune of more than 90 billion. These are issues of serious concern, issues of justice left unaddressed only to create confusion so as to sell weapons to Nigeria for the benefit of America as a nation.